Hey, it's Naomi Lynn from Light 98.7, and it's Friday, which means it's another Firefighter Friday. We're here with Brian Palmer. Now, I understand you're the chief of the Town of Trenton, which means you oversee 2 fire departments?
I am the district fire chief for the Town of Trenton, yes.
Okay.
And I oversee Barneville Fire and Hall-Patton Hose Company.
So how does that work? How can you like spread your time out to watch over 2 different fire stations?
Well, I'm lucky enough to have a couple great chiefs in each department that do a bulk of the work. You know, I mean, I mostly handle a lot of the financial aspects, but you know, ultimately I am responsible. I'm in charge of both of them.
Okay.
So,
and how long have you been with the fire department?
I joined in February of 1988.
So quite a while.
It'll be almost 30 years this February.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
So,
time flies.
Yes, it does. So out of all your years of firefighting, is there something that sticks out to you, like a memorable moment, something you'll never forget, whether it was great, whether it was something, you know, not so good?
There's so many moments that you experience when you're a volunteer firefighter. You know, some are very good and some are very bad, you know, and of course, unfortunately, the bad ones stick with you for your whole life.
Yeah.
And but so do the good ones. I've made lifelong friends I've had for 30 years, and they're true friends. They're the best people.
They really do have your back.
They're true friends, without a doubt. And I'm blessed to have a whole bunch of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
On top of all that, you're also the vice president of Believe 271, correct?
I am, yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that organization?
I can. I am, like you said, I'm the vice president. I'm one of the co-founders of Believe 271. And it was started about 3.5 years ago to help one man, Brian McQueen, with his fight against cancer. And he's since beat it and is doing very well. And we started the foundation to help him, and then he asked us to take it to the next level and to help others. So that's exactly what we did. And to date, we've handed out over $110,000 just in the Knight and Herkimer counties.
That's crazy.
And you know, Brian McQueen heads up the educational side, which has traveled all the way from all the way through New York State up to Maine to Georgia, Texas, and just recently was in Nebraska.
And the educational side, that's where you're going out to explain the cancer risk, right?
Yep, the cancer risk and how to protect themselves against it. You know, firefighters and you know, simple measures they can take that which make a huge difference. And you know, with firefighters being 2 to 3 times greater risk for certain types of cancers now, it's definitely needed education, and you know, we're trying to be proactive to help the young guys coming in now.
Right.
So.
And that's something that's not new. I mean, cancer's been around forever, but it's something new, knowing these dangers when it comes to firefighters and their cancer risk, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, it's not totally new, but I would say within the last 5 to 10 years, it's dramatically increased. It has to do with the materials that our furnitures are made of, our TVs and our computers in our houses, the glues that they use in building materials now. The fires are incredibly more toxic right now than they used to be. And so, you know, it's not like, you know, when I first started, we were fighting fires that had furniture that was made of cotton and wool and steel and stuff like that. And now it's made of synthetics and foams, and it produces very toxic smoke now.
Right.
And then now, you know, there's stuff like washing our gear, which, you know, years ago, if you had a dirty helmet and you had salt, you were an experienced guy.
Yeah.
And that's not the case anymore. Clean is the new cool, I guess you would say.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And because of that, that's part of the educational program. You know, this stuff, the carcinogens from the fires today, they stay in your gear, and they still emit even days after that you've been on fire. So you have to wash your stuff, you know, immediately after.
That's crazy, especially days after. You wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
So what made you first, I know you're one of the co-founders, but what made you want to get involved with this, to spread this, you know, awareness?
I'll tell you why I got involved with it. Well, you know, Brian was a good friend of mine. He was he's one of the mentors, one of the guys that I learned from in the early days. And, you know, I happened to find out, you know, I moved away from Weisboro and came up into Barneville. Then you lose touch with people for a while. But I read about that he had cancer. He had just retired, and I'm like, boy, that stinks. Somebody needs to do something. And my friend Brian Healy, who was the past district chief before me, we had a conversation, and we involved some other chiefs throughout the area. There's a board of 12, and we decided that we needed to do something. We needed to do what's right. We needed to take care of these people. That volunteer their time for free, countless hours, and it's not right that they should have to fight these battles alone. By themselves. That's our motto. Nobody fights alone.
That's so awesome, and especially everyone says that from time to time, like, hey, we should do something about this, or we should do this, but to actually sit down, say that, and get the ball rolling, and then now all of a sudden you have this great organization that everyone knows, Believe 271.
Which is we're very lucky. We've had incredible support from not only our local communities, but as far as all the fire departments and now the business communities starting to back us up, and it's humbling at best. It really is. Definitely. Sometimes you don't even know what to say when some of these people step up and help out. It makes our job great, and it's very rewarding. You see the difference it makes in the people we help. And it makes a difference for them. It gives them some hope. And it gives them some courage to go after and fight this incredibly hard fight that they're going to fight. And
like what you said, they don't have to do it alone.
No.
But Brian, for all that you do as a firefighter, overseeing 2 different fire departments, being the vice president, one of the co-founders of Believe 271, a wonderful organization, we are so proud to recognize you and feature you for this week's Firefighter Friday.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.